The nightmare just became the victim. Rhea Ripley, the woman who built Judgment Day from the ground up, who transformed them from Edge's rejected faction into the most dominant force in WWE, who bled and sacrificed everything for her family, just got destroyed by the very people she called brothers. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio. The men she trusted with her life turned their backs and left her broken in the middle of that ring. This wasn't just a betrayal, this was an execution. If you think you've seen shocking turns before, if you think wrestling has desensitized you to backstabbing, you have no idea how brutal this was. Because when the Eradicator, the woman who never showed weakness, who never backed down, who made fear her weapon, fell to her knees crying after being attacked by her own family, the entire wrestling world felt their hearts shatter. This is the story of how absolute power corrupts absolutely, how jealousy destroys dynasties, and how the queen got dethroned by the kingdom she created. And I'm about to take you through every devastating moment. Monday Night Raw started with Judgment Day's music hitting to massive heat. The faction walked out as unified as ever, or so it seemed. Rhea Ripley led the pack, Women's World Championship over her shoulder, leather jacket, signature confidence. Behind her, Damian Priest carried the World Heavyweight Championship. Finn Balor looked focused and intense. Dominic Mysterio walked with that cocky swagger. JD McDonough brought up the rear. This was the faction in WWE. Untouchable. Unstoppable. Or at least that's what everyone believed. They stood in that ring like conquerors surveying their empire. Rhea grabbed the microphone with authority. For over a year, Judgment Day has dominated Monday Night Raw. We've held every championship that matters. We've defeated every challenger put in front of us. And you know why? Because we're not just a faction, we're a family. We trust each other. We protect each other. We would die for each other. The irony of those words would haunt her minutes later. But lately, I've been hearing whispers. People backstage saying Judgment Day is too powerful, that we need to be broken up, that WWE can't let one faction control everything. Rhea's voice dripped with disdain. Well, I got news for all the haters, Judgment Day isn't going anywhere. We're just getting started. And anyone who tries to tear us apart, they're gonna find out why we're called Judgment Day. The crowd booed viciously. But something felt off. The camera caught subtle glances between Priest, Balor, and Dominic. Quick looks that lasted only seconds but spoke volumes. Tension that the average viewer might miss but wrestling fans recognize instantly. The seeds of destruction had already been planted. Drop your honest reaction right now. When did you first suspect something was wrong with Judgment Day? Rhea continued her promo, talking about their upcoming title defenses and challenges. But as she spoke, the body language of her stablemates told a different story. Priest stood with his arms crossed, jaw clenched. Balor's eyes were cold, calculating. Dominic kept adjusting his collar nervously. And JD McDonough looked like he knew something terrible was about to happen. Then came the moment that changed everything. Rhea turned to face her teammates. I want each of you to know how much you mean to me. Priest, you're my enforcer. The man who has my back in every fight. Finn, you're the strategic mind that keeps us 3 steps ahead. DOM, you're learning. She laughed, clearly meaning it as playful ribbing. But Dominic's face showed something else, resentment. And together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. Nothing we can't conquer. We are Judgment Day, and we are forever. Rhea raised her championship high, but her teammates didn't mirror the gesture. They just stood there, silent, motionless. The arena started buzzing with confusion. Rhea noticed. Guys? What's wrong? Come on, raise those titles. Show the world what we've built. Her voice carried a hint of concern. Still, nobody moved. The silence was deafening. You could feel something terrible brewing. Damian Priest finally stepped forward. His voice was cold, devoid of the usual brotherhood. Rhea, we need to talk. The crowd sensed danger. Rhea's confident expression began cracking. Talk? About what? Whatever it is, we handle it as a family. That's just it, Finn Balor interjected, his Irish accent thick with something darker than usual. Are we a family? Or are we just your soldiers? Your backup? Your supporting cast while you get all the glory. The accusation hung in the air like a storm cloud. Rhea looked genuinely shocked. What are you talking about? Everything I do is for US. For Judgment Day. But even as she said it, you could see doubt creeping into her eyes. The foundation of everything she believed was crumbling in real time. Dominic stepped forward, his voice shaking with emotion, whether from nerves or rage, it was hard to tell. You treat me like a kid, Rhea. Like I'm just here to carry bags and take orders. I'm the Intercontinental Champion. I'm a star. But you act like I'm nothing compared to you. The words were laced with venom. Second question for the comments, did Rhea Ripley bring this on herself by being too controlling, or is Judgment Day being ungrateful? Rhea's voice rose in defense. DOM, I pushed you to be that star. I helped you get that championship. I protected you when your own father turned his back on you. How dare you dash, but Priest cut her off with a voice that silenced the entire arena. Enough, Damian's roar echoed. For months, we've watched you bask in the spotlight while we do the dirty work. We've watched you make decisions without consulting us. We've watched you treat Judgment Day like it's your show and we're just extras. Well, no more. It's time for a change. A change in leadership. The words hit Rhea like physical blows. You could see her processing, trying to understand how this was happening. Change in leadership? What are you saying, Priest? We built this together. You and me. From the beginning. Finn Balor stepped closer, his voice dripping with calculated cruelty. Actually, Rhea, Edge built Judgment Day. You just took it over when he left. And now it's time for someone else to take over. Someone who actually respects his brothers. Someone who shares the spotlight instead of hogging it. He gestured to Damian Priest. Someone like him. The crowd gasped. This was a coup. An actual hostile takeover happening in real time. Rhea's eyes filled with tears, not from sadness yet, but from rage and betrayal. You're making a huge mistake. After everything we've been through? After all the wars we've survived together? You're going to throw that away because of what? Jealousy. Call it what you want, Priest responded, championship held high. But Judgment Day doesn't need you anymore. In fact, Judgment Day is better without you. The words were meant to destroy, and they hit their mark. Rhea visibly flinched. You know what? Fine. Rhea's voice cracked with emotion. If that's how you feel, if that's how you all feel, then I'm done. I don't need Judgment Day. I built my career before you, and I'll rebuild it after you. I am the Eradicator. I am the dash. She never finished that sentence. Dominic Mysterio struck first. A vicious superkick from behind that sent Rhea stumbling forward. She turned, shocked and hurt that Dominic of all people would attack her. DOM, what are you dash? Another superkick. This time she went down to one knee. Finn Balor circled like a predator. Did you really think we'd just let you walk away? That you could leave Judgment Day on your terms? He delivered a brutal coup de grace to Rhea's back. She collapsed face first to the mat. The crowd was in shock. Chants of "this is awful" mixed with "holy shit" as the attack intensified. Damian Priest pulled Rhea up by her hair, a gesture so disrespectful it made fans sick. This is what happens when you forget your place. When you forget that Judgment Day is bigger than any one person. Even you. Third question, who do you think orchestrated this betrayal, Priest, Balor, or someone else behind the scenes? Priest lifted Rhea for his finishing move, South of Heaven chokeslam. But he didn't just execute it normally. He held her there, suspended in the air, looking into her eyes as tears streamed down her face. Not from pain, from the betrayal. From seeing people she considered family become monsters. Then he drove her through the mat with devastating force. But they weren't done. JD McDonough, who'd been silent this whole time, pulled out a steel chair from under the ring. The crowd pleaded for mercy. No, but mercy was the last thing Judgment Day had in mind. McDonough handed the chair to Dominic, who hesitated for just a moment. You could see the conflict. Rhea had been a mentor to him, a protector, almost like family. Finn Balor noticed the hesitation and snatched the chair. If you don't have the stomach for this, step aside. He raised the chair and brought it down across Rhea's back. Crack. The sickening sound echoed. He hit her again. And again. 5 brutal chair shots that left Rhea motionless and broken. Security finally rushed the ring, but too late. The damage was done. Judgment Day stood over Rhea's broken body, Priest raising his championship high while standing on her back, the ultimate sign of disrespect. The visual was haunting. The woman who'd led them, protected them, elevated them, reduced to nothing but a stepping stone for their ambition. As EMTs loaded Rhea onto a stretcher, the camera caught her face. Tears mixing with blood from where the chair had caught her. But in her eyes? Not just pain or sadness, fury. The kind of rage that promises vengeance. The kind that says this war is far from over. Backstage, chaos reigned. Female wrestlers rushed to Rhea's side as she was taken to the medical area. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, all demanding answers, all ready to go to war for their fallen sister. But Rhea, even in her broken state, pushed them away. This is my fight. Mine alone. I'm going to destroy them. Meanwhile, the new Judgment Day celebrated in their locker room. Damian Priest addressed his troops. Tonight, we proved that Judgment Day is evolving. No longer controlled by one person's ego. This is a brotherhood now. Equal partners working toward domination. But even as he said it, the camera caught Finn Balor and Dominic exchanging knowing looks. The seeds of their future betrayal already being planted. The wrestling world exploded on social media. Hashtag Rhea Ripley and hashtag Judgment Day trend #1 worldwide. Fans were divided. Some thought Rhea had become too controlling and this was inevitable. Others were devastated, calling it the most brutal betrayal since Seth Rollins destroyed the Shield. Wrestling journalists scrambled to get statements, insider information, anything to explain what just happened. The following week, Raw opened with Triple H in the ring. The chief content officer looked furious. What Judgment Day did to Rhea Ripley was unacceptable. Attacking a fellow wrestler in such a brutal, premeditated way crosses every line we have. So effective immediately, Rhea Ripley is granted a match against any member of Judgment Day at the next pay-per-view, and it will be no disqualification, no count out. She wants revenge? She's going to get it. The crowd erupted. But which member would Rhea choose? The strategic mind would say Dominic, the weakest link, the one showing hesitation. But everyone knew Rhea's heart would demand Damian Priest, the one who claimed leadership, who orchestrated the coup, who stood on her back like she was nothing. Judgment Day's music hit and the new configuration walked out.